Hello, everyone. The biological mother rushed in, snatched the bowl of medicine from her daughter's hand, and threw it straight into her mother-in-law's face. "What the hell are you giving my child?" A scream tore through the air. The mother-in-law was shocked, while the daughter-in-law sat there not crying, not trembling. Her eyes were cold and chilling. What truth was being hidden? Early in the morning, the police foster mother sat quietly at the table, her eyes pensive, thinking about each old bottle of medicine. She was thinking about going back to the place that haunted her, the place where she had secretly taken the abortion pills for sinnhat years ago. But this time, the purpose was different. She wanted to get the pills to help Nat's son get pregnant again. A reckless, wrong plan, about to repeat itself? Without another second's hesitation, she stood up, her eyes cold and determined. The memories of the past still haunted her, but this time she did not hesitate. She rushed out of the house, heading straight to the place where she had gotten the abortion pills for not ready to do it again, regardless of the consequences. While his foster mother was rushing to find medicine, in another place, Nhat and his son quietly carried their baskets deep into the forest. The sound of leaves rustling under their feet, sunlight filtering through the treetops, but Nat's heart was still heavy. They were not going for a walk, they were going to collect bamboo shoots to sell, hoping to earn enough money to live on. She did not know that, at this moment, another plot was quietly returning, aimed directly at her own body. After a while, the foster mother arrived. Her eyes were cold, each step was decisive as she walked towards the wooden house where she had once taken the abortion pills for sinnhat. The air here was still filled with the smell of herbs and mold. When she reached the yard, she saw the medicine seller drying the medicine. It was still her, the one who had given her the medicine that year. "It's been a long time since we last met. Who do you want to abort?" The medicine seller curled her lips and smiled maliciously. The foster mother replied loudly, "I need medicine to make her pregnant again." The medicine seller raised her eyebrows and laughed. "It's still the same girl? You aborted her last time, and now you want to give birth again?" The atmosphere was as tense as a guitar string. The foster mother clenched her fists and hissed, "This time, I have to make things right." But the old woman only smiled coldly. "Is there any medicine that can make up for my sins?" The words were like a knife cutting into her heart, but she still nodded. "As long as the daughter-in-law is pregnant." That sentence made the medicine seller stop. She walked slowly, staring at the foster mother. "You are crazy. Do you want to manipulate lives?" The foster mother did not blink, repeating, "Give me medicine." The air was thick. The sound of the wind whistling through the thatched roof sounded like a deathly whisper. The medicine woman walked straight into the back room, bent down, pulled out a bag of medicine, and handed it to the police mother. "This is what you need." Her voice was dry and cold, as if she had known everything. The foster mother paused. "You? How did you know I would come?" "No one would come back to this place if it weren't for past sins, and your sins are very serious." The medicine woman turned her back, not giving the foster mother time to react. In the cloth bag was a dry medicine, pieces of roots, leaves, and dark bark, giving off a pungent, gloomy smell as if it had been touched by a demon. The foster mother clutched the medicine bag tightly, her hands shaking. It was unclear whether it was from fear or determination. "As long as she gets pregnant again, I'll take it all. Can you stand it?" "That's another story," the medicine lady said, her eyes seeming to pierce through her soul. Without another word, the foster mother clutched the medicine bag to her chest, turned around and left the room filled with the strong smell of herbs. Her figure gradually disappeared behind the door, leaving behind the medicine woman's soft laughter, cold as a knife. At this time, sinnhat brought bamboo shoots to the market. The fragrant bamboo shoots were neatly arranged in front of her. There were few passers-by. The early wind blew, making her skirt flutter slightly. Suddenly, an old woman walked over her figure straight, her eyes bright, and stopped in front of the bamboo shoot stall. She carefully examined each bundle, and then suddenly said, "Let me take all of these." Nhat was a bit surprised, but immediately nodded, quickly helping her gather the bamboo shoots into a bag. Nhat immediately helped carry them, quietly walking beside her on the short way home only a few houses away. The wind was still blowing gently. The sun was still golden. The two of them walked in silence, but the atmosphere was unusually friendly. When they arrived, the old woman opened the gate, turned to smile gently. "Thank you very much. Kind people like you are rare." After helping the old lady carry the bamboo shoots home, Nhat and his mother went home. On the way home, they stopped at a small grocery store on the side of the road. They bought some cooking oil, fish sauce, salt, and instant noodles. After buying, the mother and son hurried home, looking a bit nervous as if they were afraid someone was following them. Sinnhat and his mother had just returned from selling bamboo shoots, sweating profusely, and sat down to rest on the porch. Nhat poured water. For long, the boy sat obediently eating cake, occasionally looking up at his mother. The afternoon wind blew gently, bringing with it a bit of coolness. Suddenly, from somewhere, the sound of slippers clacking sounded. Nhat raised his face, his heart stopped. His mother-in-law was walking over, carrying a green plastic bag, her face expressionless. The atmosphere suddenly became heavy. Long also unconsciously fell silent. Nhat clenched his hands, his eyes full of vigilance. The mother-in-law walked over, took out each packet of medicine, and said clearly, "This medicine is very good. It helps women conceive easily, regulates menstruation, and nourishes the uterus. I bought it from the most famous Chinese medicine shop in the area. Take it regularly, and soon I will have a grandchild for me to hold." SNN was stunned. She stared at the packets of medicine, her heart pounding. She was not pregnant, not ready, and even more so, she did not want to put her trust in the person who had caused her husband to fall into tragedy. She shook her head and gently pushed the packet of medicine back to her. Without waiting for another word, she took the medicine bag into the kitchen. The sound of the pot boiling echoed throughout the house. Ent sat stunned on the porch, holding Long in her arms, her eyes never leaving the back of her mother-in-law boiling the medicine. She knew that sooner or later, that bowl of medicine would be brought before her, no longer out of concern, but as an order. After a while the water boiled, the smell of medicine rose strongly. The mother-in-law brought out the bowl of medicine and put it down hard on the table. The hot steam rose up. She stared at Sinnhat, her voice harsh. "Drink it." Nat's face turned pale, his hands clenched his shirt, his eyes looked at the bowl of medicine in fear. She didn't dare, but she also didn't dare refuse. Just when the atmosphere was as tense as a string, the iron gate rang out with a creak. Sinnhat's biological mother walked in from outside. Her eyes scanned around and saw her daughter's face drained of color, while her mother-in-law was holding a bowl of medicine close to her daughter's face. Without hesitation, Nat's mother rushed straight into the house, her voice shouting angrily, "What are you doing to my daughter? What kind of medicine is this that you force her to drink like she's about to die?" The mother-in-law turned around, her face stern. "I'm giving my daughter-in-law good medicine. I don't need you to teach me." The Japanese mother-in-law kept her voice calm. "I just want the best for her. This medicine helps regulate menstruation, replenish blood, so that she can get pregnant soon, keep her husband, keep her family. I won't harm your child at all." Nat's biological mother gritted her teeth, her eyes bulging with anger. Good, but forcing her to take it like torture? Do you think I forgot that you changed her medicine last time? That's another matter, the mother-in-law said, trying to contain her anger. This time I asked directly, at a big pharmacy. They say that it will be beneficial for weak women like Nhat. Good for you, not for my child. The biological mother shouted. "You don't need to decide for me." The atmosphere was as hot as fire. Every word between the two mothers seemed to stretch her mind. Between duty and fear, between coercion and true love. Mother-in-law continued to give Sinnhat medicine to drink. "Good medicine. Why do you have to threaten me, force me like this?" Nat's mother roared, snatched the bowl of medicine from her hand and couldn't hold back anymore, and threw the bowl of black water straight into her mother-in-law's face. The hot medicine splashed on her face. She screamed in surprise. Long hugged his mother in fear, while Nhat trembled and cried. The atmosphere seemed to explode. Nat's biological mother, her voice trembling with anger, "If you force my child again, I won't let you off." The medicine was still dripping under her mother-in-law's chin. Sinnhat's mother roared angrily, "Get out of my house now. You are not worthy to be a mother-in-law." She rushed forward, grabbed the medicine package, and threw it hard on the yard like throwing away trash. The medicine package flew everywhere. The mother-in-law was stunned, while Nhat trembled, hugging Long tighter in fear that was about to burst. The mother-in-law stood still for a moment, then slowly turned and walked out into the yard, her quiet demeanor completely different from her usual proud demeanor. When she reached the gate, she stopped and turned around, her eyes red, her voice trembling with resentment. "I truly regret it. I know I was wrong, I want to make it up to you. Why don't you give me a chance? Why don't you trust me one more time?" The mother-in-law's figure gradually disappeared at the end of the alley, leaving only the pungent smell of Chinese medicine. Sinnhat's eyes were red, her lips trembling, unable to form a word. Her mother was still angry, her eyes still looking towards the gate as if ready to rush out again if that woman returned. Just then, the familiar sound of a motorbike rang out from the beginning of the alley. Nhat's husband had just returned from duty, his police uniform still covered in dust, his face showing obvious fatigue. He parked his motorbike, hurriedly walked into the house, and when he saw the scene before his eyes, he was stunned. Sinnhat's mother immediately told the whole story, from the time her mother-in-law brought the medicine, forced her to drink it, then to the time she went to boil the medicine herself, and even when a bowl of water was thrown directly on her face. After hearing that, Hang clenched her hands, her jaw clenched. He was silent for a few seconds, then walked closer to nhat, placed his hand lightly on his wife's shoulder, and said softly but firmly, "I'm sorry. I should have come back sooner.